Welcome to a new box opening video. As you can see, I got my hands on the premium deck set, which is new and kind of rare because no one really knows where to get them, at least in my area. It comes with the two new starter decks, Starter Deck 12 Jesmon and Starter Deck 13 RagnaLoardmon. It also comes with two sets of 60 sleeves each, also with Jesmon and RagnaLoardmon, memory gauges, promo cards, and two premium deck set lucky packs. So let's open that box. We have two copies of Judgment of the Blade in the altered version. These altereds look so amazing. We also have two copies of Brave Metal and Fly Bullet. Also two copies. Then we have the, oh, there's so many plastic. The RagnaLoardmon sleeves, the Jesmon sleeves. The memory gauges, as we know them from most of the other decks so far. The two lucky packs, we'll come back to them later. Now let's look at the deck. We start with the slightly more boring deck, RagnaLoardmon. As baby we have Sakutomon. Probably 4 copies. Yes. Subermon. Is it a searcher? By placing this Digimon under one of your other Digimon, this black or has... Okay, it's not a searcher, it's just... It works with the effects this deck needs. 4 copies of Subermon. Also 4 copies of Super Eagermon. 2 copies of Durandamon. You can reduce the Digivolution cost if you Digivolve this one in a Legend Arms Digimon. Then we have the Mega Durandamon. 2 copies. Yeah. And the boss monster of the deck, RagnaLoardmon. Also 2 copies. It looks really cool. The foil effect is actually pretty cool, yeah. But sadly the deck is a bit slow, because you need 2 level 6 Digimon on the field if you don't want to pay the full 6 Digivolution cost. But it takes too long to get those level 6 Digimon out, and I guess the meta right now is too fast. So you can't really get your RagnaLoardmon strategy out before the opponent completely destroys you. But okay. Then we have Kotemon. 4 copies, vanilla. And we have Chikurimon. Oh, 4 copies. That's cool. Chikurimon is actually pretty nice, and I guess it will be a staple in most black decks, or also decks of other colors, because of its all turns effect. Players can't reduce play costs. Reducing play costs is a pretty big thing in the meta, and has been for quite some time now. So if you have Chikurimon or the Solarmon from the Jesmon deck out, you can prevent the opponent from cheating out their Digimon for lower costs. The only downside to it is that you also can't reduce costs because it's all turns and it says players and not the opponent. So you need to play it wise. Then we have Ludomon. I think it's pretty much the same effect as Suamon. Also 4 copies. Yeah. Vanilla Gladimon. Also 4 copies. Tier Ludomon. 4 copies. I guess the same as Super Igamon. Then we have a Vanilla Nightmon. 2 copies. Raiji Ludomon. This one is quite interesting because the opponent can't delete it by effects. Actually 4 copies. And it's Mega Breathe Ludramon. It actually looks so cool. I would love to see a clearer art one day, because it's I think there was no art so far where you could see the whole thing. Like, it's a pretty big shield dragon, but we never really get to see its whole body in the card arts. But it looks really cool here. It's said that it's not too relevant, and we have 4 copies of it. Then option card Direct Smasher. Can ignore color requirements if you have Legend Arms on the field. And I think the artwork on it is, yeah, it's RagnaLoardmon, with the shield part of Breathe Ludramon and the sword part of Durandamon. 2 copies. And 4 copies of Legend Arms Alliance. Which allows you to play 1 Digimon card with Legend Arms in its traits and a play cost of 7 or less from your hand without paying the memory cost. And then it has a delay effect with which you can reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. And then you can choose the order you want to lay them back, either on your deck or at the bottom of your deck. And that's all for the RagnaLoardmon deck. Next we have the Jesmon deck, which is the slightly more relevant one. Jesmon has been a big thing in BT6 when it first released in the card game, and now it's back, and with BT10 it gets even more support through Jesmon X Antibody and Jesmon GX. But let's look at this. We have the Gammamon baby Gurimon, that gives plus 1000 DP as inherited. 4 copies. Vanilla Candlemon, 4 copies. Solarmon, I've mentioned it before. It's the same as Chikurimon, but in red. Players can't reduce play costs. Then we have the new Hackmon. Your turn, once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Systemon in its name, gain 1 memory. The deck heavily works with cheating out Systemon, so this is pretty easy to achieve. And yeah, it is cute. We have it 4 times. And I think this is... okay, it's Systemon blank. So there was no art censorship because America hates Systemon Noir. Meramon. The artwork is nice. Look at the little Demi Meramon. Cute. Then we have Bauhackmon. Wow, that looks good. Inherit gives plus 1000. With Gurimon and the Hackmon, we are at plus 3000. Vanilla Skull Meramon. Savior Hackmon. After the BT6 one got restricted to 1 copy per deck, we have a new one. When Digivolving, this Digimon may also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon for the turn. Nice. Nasty. Really cool art. Oh wow. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Royal Knight in its traits, you may play 1 Digimon card with System on its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. You can attack with Jesmon if this one is under it and can cheat out Systemon for additional effects. Isn't this, let's say, great? If it's your opponent, it's nasty. 4 times, very nice. Volcanomon. Blocker. Red and black. Give security attack plus 1. Is inherit and is a cyborg Digimon. I think I've heard that this Volcanomon is interesting for Machine Dramon decks. But I don't really know how to play this game, so who cares? And here we have Jesmon. Also amazing art. We even have other Royal Knights in the background. We have Slipemon or Kentaurusmon, Magnamon, Alphos Vidramon, and I can't make out more, but it looks great. It has Blitz when Digivolving. When attacking, you may play 1 Digimon card with Systemon for free, so even more. Essentially, if you get Jesmon out and can attack, you get loads of Systemon, and you can basically like destroy the complete security zone of your opponent in 1 turn, unless they have some destruction option cards or really strong DP Digimon in the security zone, but it also has a your turn effect once per turn. When you play another Digimon by an effect, this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP and gains security attack plus 1 for the turn. So it here has 2 swings already. If you attack with it and cheat out the Systemon, it has 15,000 from its own effect. If you have Hakmon, Gurimon and Bao Hakmon under it, it goes to 18,000 DP. So there's essentially no Digimon in the security zone that can stop him. Unless the opponent has, I think, the starter deck TK and really strong mons. But like, this is insane. And 2 copies. And then we have Ganku Daddy. You may play 1 Hakmon. Or another way to cheat out Systemon when Digivolving. When you play another Digimon by an effect, Digivolve up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon. So you can cripple the opponent's side. You can cheat out Hakmon or Systemon. You have an 11,000 DP Digimon. Yeah, this deck is insane. Whoops, and I dropped Systemon. Systemon Blanc. On play, by trashing 1 card in your hand, draw 2. Yeah, this card can essentially be used in every deck that has black or red Royal Knights. Because the alternate effect is also, while you have a Digimon in play with Hakmon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits, this Digimon gains decoy red black. So if one of your red or black Digimon gets or would get destroyed, you can use a decoy effect to kill Systemon instead. Isn't she a lovely yeah, decoy, I guess. 4 copies. And Systemon Seal. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Hakmon or Royal Knight among them to your hand. Trash the rest. Yeah, so that's the searcher of the deck. And all of your Digimon with Hakmon in their names and Royal Knight in their traits gain reboot. So if you have this out, your Jesmon and Gankumon reboot during your opponent's unsuspend phase. Also 4 times. And then we have the option card. Generics. I don't know how to pronounce it. Plus 2000 DP. If you have Hakmon or Royal Knights, gain 1 memory and one of your Digimon gains piercing. This card is a 1 cost and you get 1 memory back, so it's essentially free. And you pierce, so you can kill your opponent's Digimon and go for his security stack. From Master to Disciple. This is another delay card. It's also a searcher. Hakmon, Systemon or Royal Knight. And with the delay you can reduce Digivolution costs. 2, and Quake Blast Fire Father. While you have a Digimon with Hugmon or Systemon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits in play, okay, you can ignore the color requirements and delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 13 or less. Jesmon is 12, Gankumon is also 12. So this is a lot. You can basically nuke everything. As said, this deck is insane. I'm sure it will be played a lot, especially with the BT10 editions. And now let's look at the premium deck set Lucky Pack. It can contain alt arts of Metal Greymon from the X1 set, Modoki Betamon from BT6, Metal Tyrannomon from X1, and promo Venom Myotismon. I hope we get two different cards, but I don't really care which ones. And the first one is Modoki Betamon. It was quite useful in BT6 and I think also BT7, because your opponent can't gain memory except with tamer effects. So stuff like Bokumon didn't work. But I honestly don't know how important it is now. And the second card is Metal Greymon. When this Digimon attacks a player, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. And it gives piercing as inherited to certain Digimon. Okay, that's it. This was a lot. I really like the Jesmon deck. I really like the art in this deck. I love the alt art option cards. Yeah, so I don't really regret buying this set, but I hope that future products may be a bit cheaper, because €60 for this thing plus delivery fees are a little bit expensive, especially if you consider that the decks are at around 17, so that's 34 if my brain works. So pretty much half of the price is for the alt arts and the sleeves. But yeah, it's a really cool set. It's two really cool decks. And I'll see you next time.